There we
Holy cow. What
I,
the heck?
if we have to reschedule, it's okay. I don't. That's
Oh
usually
my goodness.
my shit that happens, not yours.
Well, I live in the mountains, who knows?
Yeah,
But the
that
weird
squirrel.
thing was, is that my smart speakers were still connected to the internet. So I couldn't figure out why it kept saying that I wasn't connected to the internet. I was like, yes, I am. And then, so I rebooted my router. So
There
if
you go.
everything else fails when you're online, just reboot your
Yeah,
router.
yeah. I have
So,
that.
whew,
Well, I
good
got a
grief.
biker dude come through in the meantime.
Hey, well, what's funny, Mama Cole, is what I should do is teach you how to run this. So if that happens to me, you can hold the space.
Yeah, because I was gonna say
Okay.
I have fiber, so majority of the time it's good unless there's a hurricane, and they're
Right. But
crocheting it back
hopefully,
together.
yeah, hopefully, hopefully we won't be doing that at the same
No,
time.
no. So
So
are we live? Hello.
now we are live. I just pushed live in the groups, which takes a couple
Okay.
of extra clicks, but we're at least live on all the pages. Hi,
That
Nikki.
was funny.
She
Hi,
said good
Nikki.
evening. Nikki, really? Is it evening? Oh, I guess.
How my aunt
I
comes
guess
to
over on
this
the
day.
East
I
Coast.
think it's tomorrow. I miss him very much. Okay, Nikki. He is one of the two. I
Oh, sorry.
already
Do you need to read
have.
it?
Yeah,
He
he is
is
one
one
of
of
the
two
two.
important people in my life that I lost because of their addictions.
Okay. I have a question because we were having technical difficulty, and I did have somebody come through. So I'm just going to say what I saw and who they were. Like, just jump right on in. um,
Go ahead.
'Cause I got a guy. He was a soldier in the army. Like I get a Vietnam vet, and it's not usual for me to just get somebody not attached to somebody. So he just came through. Um, Ride a Harley. He loved his beer and his rock and roll. He wore leathers, which usually, like the leather jacket. He was a member of something. He had a patch on his back. Um, and he loved the mountains and camping, but not hiking. Where they would just go riding and then camp around the campfire. And this is a message like to the woman is that you'll always be his little girl. And there's a picture of him, and I get the pictures like I'd say the 70s, maybe early 80s, where he's on an old Harley, like a chopper Harley with his bags behind him. And there's a mountain right there. So I don't know who this is. I don't normally get somebody without the person too. So I don't know, Nikki, if that could possibly be your uncle, which would be really wild as heck. So
Be
whoever it
interesting.
is, yeah. But he just wanted to make sure that
Yep.
she knows that he's around. So
Well,
yeah,
we'll
this
wait
is
and see if she
unusual for
answers.
me. But
We'll see
well,
if she answers.
they were taking full advantage of your technical difficulty.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Hi, Barbara. Hi, Kelly.
Barbara, hi Kelly.
And hi, Beth. Welcome. You didn't miss it, Jade. I had technical difficulty, so it didn't open up correctly.
Oh,
I have no idea what that thumbnail is going to be now. It's probably going to be just black. Hi, Amber. Hi, Nikki.
okay. You can't
I can
see
see.
it.
Yeah, that's because it was just a plain black screen. Because you couldn't put yourself up there.
Ah,
Because it was supposed to show your little thing that says Mama Cole, and then I was supposed to do the intro video, but I didn't get to do any of that. I'm glad it actually took
okay.
us live because I kept getting notifications on my watch that I was live, and I'm like, I am.
Yeah,
And
I saw that too. I was like, okay, we're live somehow.
somehow I have no idea how. I think it's because I pushed live, and so what could have happened is if you had at least some control, you would have been able to put yourself up and at least
Right.
been able to hold the space. Hi, Kelly.
Can you guys see us now?
They can see us now.
Okay.
Hi, Patty. So this is all before. See. Hi,
Oh, okay.
Trina.
Okay.
Hi, Mama Cole. Hope for a message from my great niece Samantha. Yeah.
Today.
Sorry about that. We had a little technical difficulties. Hopefully everyone
Yeah.
that was not hearing anything stuck around for a few minutes to catch us. Yeah. Hi, Kristen. It's mostly an interesting day, Kristen. Let's put it that way. No 2 days are alike in my world.
Nikki, the beloved, get Nikki. Goodbye.
Okay, I have to. So
No,
this person's a scammer.
Sander Sharon.
Yeah, it's a scammer, you guys. So I'm blocking him right now. Don't do anything. Don't do it. It's a scammer.
And I will never message you either because I do see that people are getting messages from me. I don't do that. Nope.
Yeah. So, yeah. Nikki's like stupid scammer.
I know.
Yeah. Well, look, everybody. I love that. I love that the people that hang out in our groups are so empowered that they're like, "Shut up, scammer! You're such a stupid scammer." I'm like, "That's right. You guys tell them."
Yes. And tell all the new people too. We don't message you. We don't scam you. We're not going to
just tell everybody.
Send me beloved. That's I can't stand beloved. Now I use sweetheart. I live in the South, and I'm really trying to work on that.
You know where they get that? You know where they get that from?
Where? It's
Chat
creepy. It's so creepy. That's creepy. Now it's working.
Now it's working. Crystal, Stephanie, hi, Kristen. Can you see?
There we go.
Yep.
Yay!
See, and this is us coming back.
Yeah.
So Stephanie.
Yeah. Good job, Stephanie.
Linda needs to hear from Tyler. Someone get a great big hammer for the scammer.
Yeah, tell them to have the day they deserve. My Nan has told Mama Corner reading before.
I don't know what that is. Okay. And hi, Roseanne. And a lot of people are here. Agreed, Stephanie. Technology doesn't always cooperate, but we like it too.
Okay.
Hi, Stacy Green and Linda and Jane Waters and JR. I like to acknowledge people because otherwise they think their comments are not working. Hi, Chloe. Hope my Linda.
Ireland.
Hi, Susan. And
good evening. They're on the other side.
JR asked if that person you brought through earlier was.
I didn't get a name, but if he's a biker dude and a Vietnam vet, I would love to hear who. I did not get a name. I don't typically get names.
These two are saying, so Nikki's saying it could be him. JR is saying, is his name Danny? Hi, Daniela, Carla.
Very well.
Hi, Shauna. Hi, Patty. So it could be Danny.
Yeah, I just got it.
Haley. Okay, so Nikki's saying he was in the military, loved to travel, knew lots of people that was in a motorcycle club.
I believe it was Nikki's uncle. Like, seriously, because she popped right on at the very beginning. Hi, Patty. And it was just right at the same time, and I had to say it right then, and it's her.
Right.
So I believe he is connected to Nikki.
Especially if you thought it was Nikki for anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Hi, Patricia. He is around, and he's appreciative that you are celebrating his, him in the next few days. So his birthday? The memory. Yeah. Thank you. He says definitely.
I don't know, Patty. Sometimes scammers give us something to laugh at.
Yeah, they really. Hollis handles it so well. I have a copycat that pops up all the time. It doesn't matter what I do. I change my pictures. I do everything. And Hollis is like, don't worry about it. People, don't worry about it. It's okay. And I'm like, but they're trying to. But it's okay. It just sucks. And I post everything everywhere. Don't. So just, if it's not.
The more attention you give them, the more they're getting off on it. So.
Yeah, so
it's sort of like a narcissist. Anytime you're dealing with a narcissist, just stop giving them attention and watch what happens.
Yeah.
They'll fall apart right in front of you. It's hilarious. And then I'm like, oh, this is funny. That's how you know it's a narcissist. Big hearts from JR. And Shauna says,
it's really funny because they tried to say it was Hollis and I just talked to her. That's what they don't understand. And talk to them. They're
right. It's okay. Thanks. Erica says hi.
Hi. Yeah, the scammers are annoying, but I do like Hollis's point. Don't give them the energy.
Yeah, but sometimes I think it's fun to make fun of them.
Yeah.
Okay, and now people are asking for readings, so it looks like people are here, and it's a lot of messages, so I'm trying to catch up.
Yes.
Hi, Nevedia.
Oh, what a neat name.
It's an
Hakati.
interesting name. Yeah, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. So Nikki said that my nan came through before in one of Mama Cole's readings when you were away, but I believe she was having tech trouble, and my nan told her to just restart her computer. Did that work? And it
It
worked.
must have. I don't remember. That's funny as heck. I have so many technical issues. That's why Hollis is here. And it's been my whole life. Like I always have issues. I shut computers down. I shut cash registers, card readers. It's just my
So
thing.
Carly said, why don't they say names? It's not that they don't say names. It's just that sometimes
Some
I
people
know for
do, some
me,
don't.
it's hard to like remember people's names. Like when you come into my Zoom room, if your name isn't in the corner, I'm going to change it to it because I might forget your name in the just like 5 minutes while I'm channeling. So I think if the reader's not real good with names, then I think it's harder for us to bring through names. I've been trying to get my guides to help me with that, and some people are just better at it than others, I think. That's all.
Yeah, I've never
I get
been.
other details. I get other details that other readers don't get. Like I get real intimate stuff, and I'll tell you about some argument that he wants to apologize for or something like that, and you'll be like, "Oh my gosh, no one knew about that." Like one time,
funny?
yeah.
I do the same thing. I was a bartender for years. I never remember people's names, but I can remember their drinks. Like I never forget a face. I won't remember names. I won't remember you by your name, but as soon as I see your face, I'll remember. Oh yeah, your husband. Like I'll remember the condo.
Right, exactly.
Everything. So yeah.
One time I was doing a reading and I was like, this is kind of weird, but I see your husband in a skirt, like in a tutu, and in a skirt and pantyhose, and she's like, her eyes get real big, and I'm like, did you know that your husband sometimes wore those clothes? And she was like, yeah, I knew, but no one else did. And I was like, okay, well, at least she's like, it was our secret. And I was like, okay, fine.
He's free now. He doesn't have to have secrets anymore.
Yeah, and I was like, well, he's saying thank you for allowing him to explore that part of himself because that was part of his destiny. And she was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so honored. It was hilarious. She was like in tears of joy. It was really amazing. It ended up, it was a really amazing reading. So I just going to use that as an example of like some people bring through stuff like that, and then some people bring through names. Okay.
I have people like I can't not forget the housecoat queen. And, they come through with their characteristics. There's no denying who they are. So
right. And she just and everything I described that he was wearing, that they were wearing, she was like, oh my gosh. And he wasn't sure if he should like come out trans. And I was like, yeah, the whole story. And I had all the details of it and how he felt like he was torn about it because of their kids and stuff. And she just kept it as their secret until he decided what he wanted to do with it, or they decided what they wanted to do with it. But anyway, so that's a beautiful thing. And so, is it normal for spirit to get emotional? No, not usually. Usually you get emotional. Now they'll reflect that back to you. So in other words, if you go into a haunted house and there's a ghost in there, and then like, I don't know have you ever experienced that, Mama Cole? Like when you go into a house where there's a spirit in there, or a ghost. Let's use ghost because a ghost is attached to the land, right? And they're more like a mirror, and you're emotional, so they like reflect it back to you, and whatever you're feeling, they reflect back to you.
Yeah. I get emotional in readings sometimes just because of the experience that I'm witnessing. Like there's times I choke up because I'm like, wow, like just the love, the experience, and the vibration. They don't really have like the human crap that we deal with at all. The anger, disappointment, stuff like that. Like they don't really.
So Shona, Nicole is fairly new. So what she might not understand is that sometimes when you feel the spirit's emotions, they're actually reflecting to you. So they're actually saying that you are very emotional and they are very full of love because that's all they really have. And so they're reflecting love back at you, but they might be, what she might actually be sensing is that you're very emotional and that the spirit is reflecting love back to you. So that's a lot of emotions. And Nicole is very new. Nicole's only
Yeah.
been doing readings for about a year. Mm-hmm.
And it's okay. And Shauna too. I know we all have, because I remember your post from earlier today. We all have in the grief, anger is normal. Like it's normal. The things that you're experiencing, don't be frustrated with yourself. It's totally normal. There's nothing wrong with being emotional. There's nothing wrong with it reflecting. Please know that's just part of the journey, and it sucks. There's no two ways around it. It sucks. Grief is hard. Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's an unusual thing. Although I will say, when you don't have to be upset, because over time I've changed and I've learned not to be upset when people. So when my spirit mama died, I was like, okay. I mean, I had some tears, but it didn't last very long, and it was a different experience. But at that point, I had a different relationship with death, dying, and the other side. So you don't have to be upset. I just like to say that. It doesn't mean you love them any less or more if you're upset or not. Just that's all.
But recognize your feelings. You know what I mean? They're valid. It's okay.
Yep, exactly. All right. So you want to get started then, Mama Cole?
I'm ready.
All right. We were answering questions though. Hi, Linda. So Linda would like to hear from her grandson.
Okay, so he's okay. I get about the age of about 12 years old, younger, definitely younger. And he is with family. He's being watched over. I'm getting an older gentleman, grandfather, and also like a 20-year-old or so, perhaps a uncle, nephew, like your nephew maybe. But he's with gentlemen of the family. The strong men are watching over him. Also get some kind of accident. Please know no one's at fault. He doesn't want any blame. I get like water or something but an accident. I'm not sure exactly what he's showing me, but to know nothing grandma could have said or done or to change the outcome of whatever happened. Again, super mini reading. But he comes across more love than anything for your heart to be mended. Like you really have a broken heart. Said he was your world. Your grandson's definitely your world. And he still is, Grandma. Like the sun will still shine. He wants you to know he still is. He's still around, and you do feel him. 24. Okay. Were you guys super close at like 12? Because I see him very young. And just that he'll always be your little angel. He's always going to be around you. Or he wants you to remember him like that. The sweet, innocent. Okay.
She's saying it's her oldest grandson, but I am going to say that Stephanie Cosgrove is saying that it might be her son if it does not resonate with Linda.
Okay.
So she corrected herself.
Yeah, it's okay.
Linda was saying she did have a big bond.
Yeah. And also, sometimes you have to realize what I'm getting with him. Did he struggle like in his 20s? Did he have perhaps addictions, alcoholism, something like that, or maybe mental health stuff? Because he showed me more like at the age of 12 is when he was pure, he was healthy, he was whole, and that kind of declined in his 20s there. To no fault of you is what he wants to make sure that you know that. Okay. And I get that is for Linda. But I am getting some piggybacking. Whoever commented before, her son is also here. The woman before that said that might be her son. He's also here. Like I got a group of them come through. Bunch of boys. That's really cool.
Okay.
So just please know, Linda, that he is okay. All right. That's the biggest message for you is that he's okay. He's intact.
She's saying that he died of an overdose addiction.
Yeah. So that's why he's referring. He wants you to know he is that pure, wholesome person still. Okay. Despite that addiction and stuff. Because I think that might be the water, the overwhelm. the drowning and the addiction. Okay. Because I get all the symbolism and stuff. But please know he's okay now, honey. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, we have a couple questions. I think we should address them. Is it normal to hear my son coming down the steps sometimes, and it sounds like a herd of cows? He used to do it all the time, and I would yell at him for it. Stacy, that's actually funny. I'm gonna say yes. This is normal. I think it's probably his way of trying to send you a sign.
Yeah, it's like an energetic imprint of him running. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
I love that for you, Stacy. Though, because
I think
like
sometimes. Go ahead.
It's like it's a nod. It's like a happy, like he's just, hey, mom, I'm here. You know what I mean? Like, I love that.
And I think sometimes spirits, like if they have an emotional imprint in a house, an emotional imprint, you guys, is like this. Like, did you ever walk into a room right after an argument and you're like, what happened here?
Feel it.
And you don't even know that there was just an argument there, and then later you find out there was an argument in that spot. Most of us have had that experience. So then what happens is when the spirit comes along, their emotional imprint, they can just walk right into it, if that makes sense. They can just kind of make, like, almost remind you of that thing, which I think is pretty cool. The thing that they
I love that too, because he's probably been down those steps a million times.
Right.
So it's so easy for him to drop right through into that. I love that.
Exactly. So Jamie is saying, I have a question if it's okay. I was just wondering what color are spirit orbs. I have a video of a white ball just hanging out on my camera for about 2 minutes, and it just floated up to the sky. Very interesting looking. I mean, I think that could be any color.
Yeah, that's what my experience is any color.
Yeah, sometimes they're clear. It might depend on the person's energy. Spirit's energy, right?
Clear, green, blue, red, like even red. Like, I think it is. And I think it could also, like, what they're doing. Like, going down the stairs might be different than if he's,
right,
I don't know, in the garden. I don't know.
Right. So I thought it was interesting that Stephanie said Lyndon likes to piggyback. He might be there too. And that my son drowned was in a boat accident. Isn't that weird?
Was he like 12? Like, was he? Yeah, because she's the woman that I thought her son was piggybacking, which is funny. He liked to piggyback.
Kelly, will we be able to actually hug our loved ones when we reunite?
Of course.
Your energy will mix.
But differently. Yeah, it won't be a physical hug, but.
Yeah, because you won't be human anymore.
Yeah, but they'll be there definitely. And yes, they will be there to greet you and meet you. Can we put the woman with her son back with the boat in the boating accident?
Yeah, Stephanie, I was waiting to see if she answered anything else. Okay. She said he was 22.
Yeah, okay.
But he shows up younger, she said.
All right, yeah. And I get that a lot of times too. He's saying that's it's just easier to connect, like your heart or something is what he's showing me. You need to know in the boating accident, some of the detail, it was instant, Mom. You don't have to worry. It was instant. He needs you to know that. Yeah. I get some kind of collision.
He was my whole heart.
Yeah. He still is. And you're the one too that was referring to the broken heart earlier when we said something about the broken heart. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, Mom. He says he wants you to take care of yourself the way that you took care of him. You always took care of him, devoted your life to him. It's time that you do that now, that you're kind of letting things slide and you're neglecting some of your medical issues. Then he's not saying this out of fear or anything else at all. He's just saying to make you aware that you need to be taking care of you, Mom. You still have a lot to do. Okay, even though he's gone, there's still a lot for you to do. Your life isn't over. You're still very needed. Yes, it was instant. Yeah, he was just verifying that for you.
She's just saying thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome, sweetheart.
So there's a bunch of people in the group. I also have to address lots of Lynette Gramere and Anne Marie Graham and Jennifer Lynn and Chris Wilkins and Desiree Hutt and Carrie Kolinsky and Karen Korn. The group is very busy. There's almost as many people in the group right now tuned in. Like Karen and Debbie and Kathy. Yeah, so lots of people requesting a reading. I wanted to double check to make sure that we were still here. Now like 5 people said hello, like Debbie Anderson and Danielle Hopkins and Debbie Anderson and Tori and yeah, because I said that. Yeah. Do you ever get to be with your spouse if you commit suicide? I've ever heard different. Okay, so like you mean like if your spouse has already passed and then you commit suicide? Yeah, but I'm just gonna say committing suicide isn't what you think it is. It does not get you out of pain. It makes you have to repeat the same scenario. So but next time Spirit would make it easier for you. They would give you some sort of tool or something to make it easier. But I honestly, suicide's not the answer ever. And I don't think most of the time when I speak to a spirit that's committed suicide, they greatly regret it. Does that happen to you too, Mama Cole?
Yes. And a lot of times it's such a split decision. They're on the other side going, what the hell happened? Like,
why did I do that?
Like, what did I do? Oh my gosh. Like, it's not, and
yeah, it's not what you think it is, Sam. No. Yay. It's just not what you think it is. And I have 30 years experience as a medium, and I've never met a spirit that's committed suicide that was glad they did it. Every single one of them regrets it, because if you're still alive, you still have something here on earth to do. Whether you can admit it or not, there's still something here that you must do. That's why you're still here. Yeah. So you have to allow those things to unfold. Okay. So I just want to let you know that. So just don't do that, because it doesn't lead you to what you think it does.
And okay? It hurts so many people around you that you may not think anybody cares, but there's so many people that do. And even just right here in the group, there's resources and stuff. If please reach out. 211 is one of the ones all over, I believe. But
right.
Definitely, please.
So Carly's saying, so does that mean they're just kind of suffering in a replay? No, he'll be reborn, Carly. He'll be reborn when it's time. He's not suffering on the other side, but he'll be reborn, and he'll have to do a similar lifestyle again, but he'll be given some sort of gift that will make sure he doesn't take his life, because Spirit doesn't want you to do that. No. The universe doesn't want you to do that.
And I don't believe, and from my experience in readings and stuff, there is no the idea of hell is a Christian patriarch thing. They're not judged. They're loved and accepted, just like all of us, whether you take your life or not. Some of them, it's just I really do believe it's kind of like the warrior's way out. They can't handle it anymore, so they just leave. But the lessons, it's lessons that they repeat the next time.
Integrate the lessons they did learn.
Yeah.
And they take the lesson of, suicide's not the greatest choice. They also learn that.
Yeah. So, yeah. Kind of messed up. And we all make mistakes, you know what I mean? And I feel sometimes that's just part of their journey, unfortunately.
Shauna, yes, we do mostly plan our life before we come here, but there is also free will at play. Astrology, your astrology chart will show you your life plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's always free will.
A man who survived the Golden Gate Bridge fall said when he stepped off, he instantly regretted it. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a lot of it, like, honestly, think about the things, a lot of us, I've never come to that point, but I've come to the point of the impulsivity of stupid shit, just like not thinking, just doing something stupid and going, oh my gosh, like, what was I thinking? Not to that point, but yeah.
We all do stuff like that, and we all do stuff that we regret later. And I don't think, yeah. So anyway, to give a little attention to the Mystical Connections group, Jody Conti is there. And she said, Mom and Dad, if you're there, I'm here. So she's hoping to get you from Mom and Dad.
Oh, I love that, Jody. Of course we're here, honey, about time.
Her picture isn't much of anything but a red leaf. It's just a red leaf and a blue heart. I know you can't see it when they're in the group.
Yeah, I just have your name, but they're like, of course, honey, we're here. they're showing me a lot. It's funny that that's a red leaf because they're showing me like the fall colors and stuff, fall and Halloween, and this time of year was like your favorite. Hot cider with the cinnamon sticks and things like that. They want to make sure that you remember the holiday traditions and the fun. Don't get so caught up in, like, just don't get so caught up in the grief and stuff. Like, they prepared you and that you lived a very beautiful, fun life, and let that continue. They do live on. They're together. They're reunited, and the family unit still is very intact. It's just different now. And this is the time of year, like, the veil's very thin, like they have no problem. They're like, of course we're here. They've just been waiting for you to reach out. So perhaps because you are in mystical connections, I get that. Yeah, you need to set up your altar, get your pictures out. They'd really appreciate that. So whatever your spiritual stuff is that you do, go for it, is what your mom and dad are saying. They normally wouldn't have thought that they would approve or like that in life, but now they're like, yeah, go for it. We love that. What a great idea. Thank you. Okay, so I hope that helped you, Jody. Gave you a little bit of direction, is what your mom and dad are kind of just. But they're
So
there.
before you said, I hope that helped you, she said, yes, I was very blessed. Thank you. I think she was validating what you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah, because I see like they
good.
did a lot in the fall. Like the fall was the family like season. Like they got really into the holidays and the traditions and things like that.
But
That's
she's
beautiful.
saying for sure that's them. She's validating what you're saying. Okay.
Thank you, Jody. That always helps.
And I just want to reiterate what we said. Another medium who is Kat, who I know who hangs around with us a lot. She said all the spirits I've had an encounter with that have committed suicide have said they regret it instantly. Then they learn the lesson about what got them to that point, and I don't know why it didn't bring the rest of the message through. And to that point, and sent back to watch over those left behind to learn for themselves how much damage their suicide did to everyone around them. That's right. That's right. Okay, I agree. Agreed. I totally agree. And they tend to watch out for anyone with like mental health stuff that might lead those people to committing suicide. Actually,
I've actually had some of the spirits that have passed like that I work with their widows and stuff, who have brought other widows and family to me to help them. Like, it's so beautiful how they just kind of help others. It's like they almost, I don't know. It's like they're helping others in their afterlife because of what they went through. It's really
because
beautiful.
of what they. I think it's almost like to like undo the karma of it or something.
Yeah, it's something I don't understand it yet.
Jody is validating you and saying she was adopted. So
I love that.
Yeah. So that's really beautiful. Great. I'm glad we're having these conversations. They're really important. Okay. So now get someone from the mediums group, and I'm just gonna randomly scroll. And so, well, why don't we help Kathy Schroeder?
Okay.
Kathy, I'm assuming Kathy is still there. If I can comment on it, Kathy Schroeder is saying, I was having a hard time getting the comment up. Why don't I ever feel my mom around me? Why don't we help her find some signs? I bet you could.
Of course. Yep. Of course. Well, she's showing me a lot of gardening. So she says, because your heart's really broken, honey, and you're, she said, it's almost like you're in denial that she's gone. You don't want to admit that she's gone. And she goes, it's okay. And she saw me these big, beautiful flowers. I don't get the rose. I get like peonies. Like they smell really good. I don't know if you're like, the place I've seen these is like Ohio, like up north. They're the big fragrant peonies, but she's like, you have to be careful because there's ants in them. Like if you smell them, like, like the beauty of life kind of has crap in it too. Is like your mom is like, she kind of has a humor. She goes, yeah, you can smell these, but watch the ants. Do you know what I mean? Like she wants you to know the humor is still intact, Kathy, that you have to, it's the joy in the journey. Like you have to realize, yeah, she goes, this is sucky, but she's still there. Like she's still around. You do smell her, or like flowers or like a floral scent or something. She goes, that's me. She slowly does leave you signs, but I don't know if it's your grief or whatever, or that denial, and that's okay. She's there. She goes, I'll make it more evident. But a lot of her humor, like that spunkiness, like that little, because that's funny. I've never had a spirit bring up this big fragrant flower because it's super fragrant. But if you stiff it, there's little ants, and they're not gonna bite you or anything. They're just funny. It's like a funny thing. Yeah, she loved flowers. So the peonies, and what's funny is my grandma used to have the big peonies, and you would have to cut them. And I didn't know this as a kid that they had ants. I would always, you turn them upside down and shake them. So maybe like, because she's showing that, like, you need to shake life up a little bit. Maybe you're stuck in a rut, like you're doing the same things over and over, and you got to kind of just gotta live life, shake it up. Okay, I hope that resonated, Kathy, because she's really wanting you to, like, it's almost like a motivation, and it's all about them flower. Like, she's doing it with the flower as a representation, and lots of joy and spunk. Like, you need to know she's still herself. Okay, so I hope that resonated. Let us know.
Again, man, it must be Samhain that's bringing up all this shadow. Well, it's Scorpio season. That might have something to do with it. So we have a couple of people that are in the group. And so first, we can get into a reading with you with one of them. Now, Chaylin Cummings asked about true love. And the thing is that's a really complicated thing, because soulmates and twin flames, and there's lots of, you're supposed to have lots of connections. Our life is all about connection to other people, and we're supposed to come through and have relationships, and there's free will involved. And I hate to say that there's one true love, because that's not always completely true. And you could have a soulmate, but you probably have numerous soulmates, and you probably have numerous twin flames and lots of soul contracts. Okay. And it's complicated, but I ask you to tune in tomorrow. Be happy to talk about it during our discussion tomorrow. It's a great discussion, but all the questions are coming through today. And now the other thing is that Chris Wilkins, I want to say this first. Chris Wilkins, first of all, death is going, as a nurse and as an astrologer, I can assure you that death is going to happen. It's going to happen. Like, there are times that nurses and doctors will be like, oh, we're going to try to save their life, and I don't think they're going to die, and no way. And then boom, the person dies. And then other times are like, for sure he's going to die in the next 24 hours, and he lasts another week. So the trying to predict death or know when death is going to happen is, number one, impossible. Even as an astrologer that I do death astrology, you are not responsible for when someone passes. Even if you didn't call the ambulance, even if you didn't take their complaint serious, even if you were driving the car and got in a car accident, even if you didn't force them to go to the doctor, none of those things are your fault. Now, I bet you Mama Cole could probably get some information from I think it was her boyfriend. So let's just go back.
I get it's an overdose also. Like, it's free
will.
No.
So wrong person. Would like to connect with my boyfriend, who I lost unexpectedly. Okay. It happens.
There's never a prevention. That's almost always in every reading I do. That's one of the very first things they say is no, absolutely not. My husband's grandpa used to say, and he was a World War II vet. He'd served in Normandy, then landing on the beach and stuff. Like he'd seen the worst of the worst in war and everything else. And he always told me, he goes, if you're meant to die, he goes, you'll die from a paper cut. Like, he
That's
goes,
right.
Your time. Yep. And I always was like, what? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I just wish I would have.
It's your time.
Okay. The fighting and stuff, it's okay. You don't have to. He doesn't want you, Chris. I'm going to go ahead and drop in. Yeah, he's like, absolutely not. You had nothing to do at all. And he goes, the fighting was just, his brain wasn't right at the time, is what I'm getting. He had a lot of, I don't know if it's addiction or chemical imbalance or something, but he wasn't of his right mind at that time. Um, absolutely not. You're not to blame whatsoever. And he is around you. He is trying to show you his love, and that it does continue on despite whether you were married or not. It doesn't matter. You say boyfriend. In his mind, you guys were much more than that. Okay, so you need to know that. You need to know that that love continues. And right now you're just in grief, and it's okay. You will be able to feel him. And he's going to start with coins. Like he'll leave you coins if he hasn't already. I believe that he already has. Like if you're finding coins and stuff, you need to know that is him. Okay. And
Yeah,
you
she
didn't
hasn't
have
come
to
open yet.
invite him over. Like he's like, I'm already here. You ain't gotta. He's already, like, he may not have arrived that night of the fight and stuff. You know what I mean? Like he may have lost his life, not arrived that night, but he's with you now. Just so you know, no doubt. Yeah, you do have a.
Okay.
We have a whole gallery of spirits here.
Yeah, I know we do. And I can feel one that's really pressing on me, but I know them, so it's not fair. But Lisa Matthews, are you here? Lisa, are you here? Mama Cole doesn't know anything about who you are. And Mama Cole could definitely bring through. I know she asked for her husband. So Mama Cole can, Lisa, are you here? Can you just comment and say, yes, I'm here, or something like that? So we're just waiting for Lisa to answer me.
Okay. It's always
So,
fair.
okay.
You're prompted by spirit. It's always fair.
But I don't want to do the reading if she's not live, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, and then,
it's all right, Lisa. If not, she'll be around in a little bit. It's okay.
You're welcome, Samantha. Yeah. Come tune into my talk tomorrow. We'll talk about this kind of stuff, okay? Since it's a played class, are you going to record it and we can pay for a playback? No, Carly. Nope. There's a second one on like November 8th or something. See if you can catch the second one, Carly. Okay.
It's okay, Chris.
Someone's spamming me.
Just report and block if they're spamming you.
Yeah, it was me. Okay, so I was looking for someone else that wants a reading, but okay. I wanted to do one for JR, but I'm not sure. JR, do you remember? I'm not sure who they wanted to bring through. I know they asked earlier. They've been with us most of the time.
Yeah. JR,
they're on YouTube.
Again, it's a child.
Oh, okay. It looks like they have a couple people back.
Do you also have a child too?
A young person?
Yeah, a young person.
No, well, not that I can tell.
I can get ready for my grandma Dolores. Yeah, it's your grandma. She's young at heart.
Grandma Dolores.
That's beautiful. Yeah, young at heart. She's showing me a beach. Love the water. I believe it's your grandma, or it might be your mama. But I'm seeing a beach. And the sun on the water, like very sparkly. Oh, that's cute as could be. And very young at heart. Like she's dancing in the water and she's swimming and she's like kicking her feet up. You know how you splash I haven't been to the beach. I live in Florida. I haven't been to the beach in a while, but she's like kicking and splashing it. And she's just, she's wanting you to experience the joy in life. Like, yeah, very young at heart. Joyful.
She said, JR said she loved the water.
Yeah, she loved the water. So please know that she still loves the water. And like, if you want to connect with her, go to the water, like vacation. Like she's showing me, did you guys used to vacation at the water or something? Because she's really showing me just so much pure joy. She's dancing and she's just really full of joy. So I don't know if you need to be reminded of the joy in life. Like, and it's really funny because the sparkling on the water is the biggest. I don't know if you used to sit there as a child when maybe you watched your grandma doing that, because the sparkling on the water is what she's really showing me. So just please know you're still very blessed, very watched over by your grandma. And I believe it's your mom's mom too. because your mom's there, but she's kind of like, she's not real talkative. I get your mom is a little bit more shy, but she's at the beach. They're both at the beach because side by side, but
She
she's
grew
more
up near the beach.
smaller. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe you need to go re-experience that sometime. I know it's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be
her
a little
mom's
more-
mom. It's her
Yeah.
mom's mom. So
Yeah,
they're on the
so you
same.
need to know they're together. But your mom's like like she's not really communicating. She's there, but and it might be because your grandma has just so much more energy. Like she's very she's
Did your
very
grandma dominate things?
yeah. But she's having a blast. So she wants you to remember that. Maybe it's time, or maybe for like next spring or something, plan a family vacation by the beach. Nothing fancy, but just to, it's like the simplicity of the sparkling on the water that is more than anything. Like to see the simple things, the beauty of life. That's it. There you go. Yeah, the simplicity, the beauty of life. It doesn't have to be some great vacation or anything. Yeah. Yeah, the simplicity of life. Oh, I'm loving she's being very wise, like amongst her joy and stuff. Thank you.
Okay, so Lisa, so first of all, let me Lisa Matthews, we'll move on to you in just a second. Chris Wilkins wants to confirm that it was addiction. She said thank you, and she does feel better. And she said you guys are amazing. Taking your time to help grieving people, it does. It means so much to people you help. Thanks, Chris. We appreciate that.
That's why I do what I do. Seriously, is because I could not imagine being in some of your people's shoes. Like seriously, my heart goes out to you. So I love what I do because of it. I love to help you make connections. And I love when they blow our minds. Like I love the validations. It's beautiful to me. It validates me and makes me feel good too. So, and I love
JR said in my photo, the flowers butterfly, there's a beach in the background. I thought of my grandma when I saw the picture. Huh.
Oh wow.
I can't really see that there's a beach. I can see the roses and the butterfly, but nothing
Yeah,
else.
I can't even. That's beautiful.
She said she just put the picture up a couple days ago.
No, that's your grandma validating, the simplicity of life. And all of us need that message. So thank you, Grandma, for all of that, for all of us. Seriously.
Carrie Kalininsky. Actually, I could have probably said it without you doing that because I grew up in a Polish neighborhood. So you're good. Don't worry about it. Hi, Lisa. Hopefully you're still there. So Lisa Matthews had lost her husband.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. You're so welcome, dear.
They said thank you, Mama Cole.
You're so welcome.
So we can see if we can get a little bit of a reading for Lisa. Yeah, Lisa's been trying to catch you and get a reading.
I'm sorry. I'm right here. Well, we had some hurricane issues and other things too, Lisa. Okay. Oh, your husband's very like, I get almost like a country kind of dude, older, black pants, white shirt. That Western, I don't know if he's like Western, like Texas, New Mexico, but he's got like a belt with a buckle, but he's not fancy. He's just him. He goes, I'm comfortable. Do you know what I mean? He wants you to know he's okay. I also get rings. I'm not sure. I'm getting a lot of like New Mexico, Texas vibes from him, like silver rings, mustache, dark hair. Was he a smoker also? He reminds me a lot of just an older guy, like a good guy. He said definitely had his faults. Want you to know you definitely were the love of his life, Lisa. There's nothing.
She's saying Texas, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm from New Mexico. Oh, that's funny. That's why he's okay. I got it. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I don't know if you know, Lisa, the Texas thing. There's kind of like a rivalry. That's why he was showing me in the buckle, of course. Yeah, it's his significance to the Texas. That's fine. But he does okay.
But he was definitely more of a comfortable guy. I
Yeah,
know
very
who he is.
comfortable. Yeah,
He was definitely more comfortable than he was.
he's not the
He wasn't fancy.
Wranglers. No, he's
No.
not the Wranglers, big boots. No, he's comfortable like old black Levi's. Like I'm seeing like comfy black Levi's. Not one to dress up or anything like that. Comfortable. He wants you to know you were the love of his life, of course. You'd have to stop doubting that, Lisa. You have to know how much you are loved. Whatever transpired at the end has no reflection on his love or his devotion for you.
She may need to know that, yeah.
Yeah, you really need to know that. You need to hear that like on replay. Whatever happened at the end had nothing to do with his love and devotion to you.
Regardless of what anyone else thinks about it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Others' opinions. You know his true heart. You need to remember that. You know his heart. You know him better than anyone else in the entire world. So you know the truth in your heart, okay? He's not leaving you. His choices may have made you feel that he left. He did not. I get this might have been one of those last minute decisions or something that he chose that ended his life. But please know it was never a lack of love for you. And that's the biggest message for you. And whatever it was he said before, he's like, you have to know.
Yeah. She's just saying thank you.
You need to know too, Lisa. See, and there's one of the emotions. He's the one that died. You didn't. And please don't ever. Whatever you're thinking, you need to stop now, he says. Absolutely not. Please know you are very needed. You are very loved. And you need to know he still loves you. Once you get your vibration a little higher, you will be able to feel him again. He will make it known that your love just doesn't stop when he dies, that it is eternal. It's forever. Okay. And that's part of what Hollis alluded to before, that energy, that love, that's an energetic thing. It doesn't end. He's loved you all these years. Why would he stop just because he died? Okay. I really hope that helped you, Lisa. He really is pouring his heart out. And I get that wasn't common for him in life. Okay. But now he has learned that and he's freely expressing his heart and soul in front of lots of people, he said. So I really hope that helped you, Lisa. He goes, yeah. He goes, I would never do this.
That's probably true.
Yeah. He's like, no.
Yeah, I don't remember him being particularly sensitive.
Yeah. No. He was like, I would never like profess like so publicly, like in such a forum, he says. And I love like the New Mexico, Texas thing, because what's really funny is me as a teen, we used to go to Texas to check out all the dudes and stuff.
Oh my God, that's weird. Okay, but she said
I love Texas.
So this is actually my friend from high school, but I just happen to know that her husband passed away. But she needed to hear that. I did meet her husband once. So I have some idea, and just because I've kept up with her life.
Like, you're younger than me, but to me he seems like a little older. Like just one of the good guys. You know what I mean? The old, relaxed.
Oh, definitely a good guy, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah. Thanks, Hollis.
Lisa, you can always get I know it's weird to get a reading from me because I already knew him. But if you want to get a reading with Mama Cole, I'm sure she'd be happy to do deeper reading with you at some point. Okay. So I think we could probably do one more reading maybe. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat what Diane Marie Harrison said in a completely different group. She says, Lisa, I'm so sorry for your loss of your husband. I'm listening to Mama Cole and I want to cry listening to her. I can tell he loved you and always remember that. Isn't that sweet? Isn't that funny how other Lisa validated and said he did have an old soul, and she said thank you.
You're so
yeah, he did. I would say he was an old soul. He's kind of a quiet, wise dude. Yeah. So yeah, and she says thank you. Yeah, he wasn't overly talkative or whatever. He's kind of quiet. Anyway, and then as we go on to people in this, okay, so Kit Spears says, I'd love to connect with my dad.
Aw,
So I'm going to copy.
Daddy. He just corrected you, Daddy. He goes,
Oh my
why
gosh.
are we being so formal? Like, so did you always call him Daddy? Like, that's funny because he corrected you immediately. It's Daddy, and he's still your daddy. He still hung the moon. Oh, that's cute as could be. He goes, I'm right here, sweetheart. Where else would I go? Like, you need to remember, I get your dad like taught you a lot of lessons or a lot of things or something, and he wants you to remember all that he taught you. I'm not sure what he's alluding to. Like, he goes, they just have to remember all the lessons, like all the
She said when she was young, she did call him Daddy.
yeah. Well, he's saying he's still Daddy. He goes, you don't have to be so formal now. He's Daddy. And he wants you to remember the lessons, like all the things that he did do. Did you guys kind of have a falling out when you got older? Because he's like showing me you riding a bike, him showing you how to ride a bike and stuff, and perhaps he wasn't around as when you were older. That's what I'm getting. So he wants you to remember who he was and the lessons and the things that he did teach you. Because
she's saying I'm so sorry for. So as you were saying what you just said about at the end or whatever, she said, tell him I'm sorry for not being there when he died. He can hear you, Kit.
Yeah, you don't have to tell him. Like, yeah, he can hear you. It's okay. It's okay. He wants you to know that. And I think that was one of the lessons. Sometimes they choose that themselves. It's never a you didn't make it, or I tried so hard, or I couldn't, or something like that. Sometimes I get as your father, he didn't want you to have to be there and witness that. Like, that was too much. Like, why would I would want my children to, like, that would be so difficult and hard. Okay. And sometimes they will bless you with their passing, and it's a beautiful experience, but other times they don't want to put you through that. And I get that was him. So there is no forgiveness needed. You need to realize that it's okay. All right. And that's one thing that he wants you to know. It's okay. No ill will whatsoever. And I get that's not just for you. There's other people here that also needed to hear that. Okay. So thank you for that. I'm glad that you were chosen, because others need to know. There's lots of times people will step out to go to the restroom, and somebody will pass, and you're so welcome. But somebody will pass just while they're in the restroom, and it's not, they're not trying to be mean or anything else. They're just trying to spare you. It's like a last act of love.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here she goes. Now she validated something. She said, yes, he moved and remarried.
Yeah.
So that's what happened at that end or whatever that created some difference for them.
Just know no matter what, he was always your dad. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Despite, because I know as a child, sometimes like when they remarry, my dad remarried numerous times. It does feel like they went on, and he wants you to know no matter what, he's still your father and always will be. Okay.
That's right. Yeah. And okay, so I just want to check in and say, you can get guidance and a reading with at any time with Mama Cole. There's a link in the comments a couple of times where you can book with Mama Cole. And remember, if you didn't get a reading today, know that it might be because your spirit wants to come through privately or with a different medium. We all resonate with a different person, and sometimes more than one. Especially once we're open, you can resonate with just about any medium. Okay. And then Jade was giving hearts, and everybody loves Lisa's reading and thinks you did a really good job. I agree. Krista Sanchez and Betty Cooper, a lot of them are just giving you feedback and think it's a beautiful reading. And so you guys, you can easily book with Mama Cole And so I just want to put that in the group. But and the other thing is if you got a reading today, it is polite to reach out, to write a little review in the group, or even on like Mama Cole's page or Psychic Insights page, or comment on a reel or something like that. Just so other people, you can let other people know that you resonated with a reading today with Mama Cole. And oh, look at that. Barbara's gonna book with you next week.
There you go.
And Kit said, thank you so much.
You're
the one
so
that you were reading with her dad, she said, that gives me so much peace.
Oh,
you're welcome, Kit. You're welcome, Kit. That's good. I'm glad that you got some peace. Kelly likes your name.
I'll tell you the story of that sometime.
Yeah, exactly. Kelly said you help boost her algorithm and help someone else know she's a good person to book with. Exactly, and especially today with all the scammers out there. I mean, you guys, we have to stick together, and so let people know that she was not a scammer. Especially if you do get a paid reading. If you do get a paid reading, it's a good idea, to kind of say, hey, right? Because then the other people that are like, they're not trusting their instincts. Remember when you feel that way, when you're suffering from a lot of grief and sadness, you don't trust yourself. And so you're like, what if I accidentally book with a scammer? You won't book with a scammer if you go to psychicinsights.life. No. If you're not happy with your reading, I'll give you your money back. And the thing is that we want you to walk away feeling confident in your reading and feeling good about it. We're going to give you our time and our patience and our compassion. So I'm glad that we'll be seeing you, Jade. And see, the nice thing is, Jade, is if you buy a package, by the way, if any of you buy a package, you can get like 3 or 4 readings for a cheaper price. It's like I think it's $275 worth of readings. So you get $275 worth of readings, but you're only paying $222 for it. So it's just a way to support Psychic Insights and for you to save some money. And Nikki said, thank you so much for messages from my uncle. And Amber's looking forward to her reading with you Saturday. So that's beautiful. So, all right, my friends. Well, hopefully we can see you tomorrow in the live. There's also a class next week for people. If you're looking for the class, you can easily book with the class right here. And I'll put it up because someone asked for it. There's the link. And you can book that class. It's to learn how to read your own, how to connect to your loved one on the other side. I will not be posting a re-recording of that because it's very personal. We'll be answering questions, and then we'll be doing a very personal guided meditation. Okay. All right, friends. Good night.
Good night.
Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.